Hello, welcome to the show, the WEBSTER Report. Just thought I'd nip on and discuss a couple of things that I've noticed I've been tagged in recently in regard to gyro credits. Now, I'm glad that I did get tagged in this because a lot of people have been saying that they're endorsing things and they're sending stuff off, and I wanted to make sure that people are actually doing it with the correct instruments. Now, what you're seeing on screen right now is what most people get these days, which is a bank gyro credit. Now, this is not endorsable as a release of funds. This is basically the same kind of instrument as in showing you from an account to an account. So it's a destination. This is basically your paying in slip. So it says paying in slip on it. Now this is going to require your sort code, your account number in order to transfer these funds, but there's no funds actually attached to this. Now, what that means is you have to attach funds to it. So you're going to put a check to this, you're going to put cash to this, a postal order, but that will be the funds then for you to transfer to that account in order to zero it. Now, this would be what you get for a commercial agreement. So this is basically a business invoice slip in order for you to be able to set off that debt with your promissory notes. Now, when you come to the non-commercial agreements, this is what you should be looking at. You've got the commercial bank logo. You've got the Transcash logo. This is a check of value. Now, there's debates of what we can talk about as in how to endorse it. Nobody seems to be able to have, fundamentally got this done, endorsed, accepted. It's not something that they're looking to allow us to do. Although, it seems self-explanatory that it should just require a signature and a date. Then the cashier's stamp is the approval. It's a stamp duty. That's it. It's all paid, transferred. This signed and endorsed should set off your debt. That's it. It sets off the debt, reducing national debt, no interest, no austerity. So that is the correct check of what we should be endorsing. This is an endorsable instrument. The previous one, again, if we just go back to it, that is an invoice slip. That requires value put into it. So that's the difference between the two slips. Make sure that you're getting the correct slip. Obviously, if you're trying to endorse the wrong instrument, then you're not going to see any results with it whatsoever. They're pretty much ignoring most of us as it is anyway. If you want this to eventually come to fruition, it's going to come down to your actions. You're going to have to take Part 8 against these people and force them to act in their obligations, because at the moment the burden of proof is being firmly put on us, and the courts don't want to allow this stuff out the bag. You can see that you've got it in France right now. They're rioting. They're absolutely rioting over there because they've talked about raising the retirement age up to 64. And you look about what's going on in our country, where do we all fit in with this? How do we keep allowing the people to get away with what they're getting away with? It's because we don't know how to act properly. This paying bills, working hard and paying bills, it doesn't work in a negative interest economy, a debt-based economy. As a creditor, you're trying to do something that you can't do. You need to learn how to act correctly, and it's going to take us maybe going to court with these companies and forcing them to fulfill their obligations. But when you've got the French who are striking, a general strike, because they're talking about raising the retirement age to 64. We're on 68, looking to go up to 72. And we're writing over Kevin the Carrot. This is absolute madness. So, I don't endorse people to just go away and stop paying bills. That's it, you need to know what you're doing. You need to learn. But it's not about not paying. It's can't pay. And it's about fulfilling obligations that you have got. There's instruments there to rectify this and to do it, to set debt off, to set it off legally, lawfully. It's what you're meant to do. Let's open a conversation and start learning, all of us together. None of us have done it. None of us know what to do. We've all got these ideas. Let's start talking instead of arguing. It's at the end of the day, you're just giving this away to your children, and you want to argue over voting and politics. If you think voting works, then I really, really don't know what to say if it's going to come down to voting. One of those. Let's start thinking, people. Let's start talking. Let's start communicating properly.